Charlie, the day is here. We got the premiere of Big Brother 19, hashtag BB19. Tweet at us at Visokii Gaming. Jesus, a hell of a premiere. We had a lot of stuff going on this week, didn't we?
That was a long episode too. I felt like a long 2 hours, and that's not a bad thing.
Dude, agreed. It was one of those things, and I don't know. And they're calling it a 2-night premiere as well. So we have another episode tomorrow night. Is currently Wednesday night. The premiere just got over. The premiere part 1, as they're calling it, and the premiere part 2 will be tomorrow night, Thursday. And this will probably be the only taped Thursday episode. From here on out, Thursday episodes will be live. Big Brother, CBS. So if you guys are wondering what the standard schedule is, if you're new to Big Brother, we have the live episode on Thursday in which someone gets evicted, and then we have the head of household to start off the new week. And then on Wednesday is the show for
veto.
Sunday. Sunday is nominations.
Yep.
And then Wednesday is the veto competition. And then back to Thursday for another eviction. And this is all going in real time. You can get the live feeds if you keep up to date with the Twitter. Once again, we'll be posting live stuff. So, Charlie, you've got access to the Visokii Gaming Twitter. So do I. If we're up late watching the feeds, we'll be sure to keep you guys posted. And there are also a lot of other websites which you can go to. That being said, your number one Christmas was in danger of going home.
Dude, if they were smart, I thought they would have voted her out, but
I would have voted her out, bro.
Yeah,
just like Jason said. So
it would have been another Jace, who else did I have at the top? I think it was just Jace that went home right away.
Yeah, you had Jace, and I can't remember. I thought you had another number one. You liked Pow Pow, I know that, but
Jace that went home right away.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, but yeah, it was pretty good. So pretty much, okay, where do we start? Let's just recap. I'll recap pretty quick. So we kicked off the episode with introducing all of the house guests, which always happens. We introduced the first 8. They all went into the house. Big Brother's playing Cupid, obviously. A lot of the house guests are attracted to other ones. And then we released the other 8 into the house, and we've heard the word temptation. If you were taking a shot for every time Julie Chen said temptation,
oh, dude, you're at the hospital.
Let's just say you didn't reach the second hour of the show tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a season of temptation, and we started off with Julie Chen telling them the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go right to the backyard, have our first temptation of the summer. They're all set up in these little pods, right? And
yeah, that was kind of cool.
I thought it was cool. So basically, Julie Chen, the host of the show, says that she has $25,000 for someone, whoever can click the button the fastest when this light lights up. Which, to put in perspective, the winner of the show wins $500,000. The runner-up of the show wins $50,000, and America's Player also wins $50,000. So
the America's Favorite wins 25. So they win
25. There you go. So you theoretically can get half of what second place is, basically like a third place prize. Like as the first thing you do.
First couple hours in the house.
It's crazy.
Shit.
It's crazy. So, oh, dude, you know that someone else is gonna click it. So I'd use the video game skill and just. I'd be on that, bro. I'd be clicking as fast as I possibly could. And Kevin, Boston, he ends up getting the 25K, which I thought, I swear, like, give it another. If they would have had an eviction next week, if they wouldn't have had one night 1, Kevin probably would have gone because someone would have found out, and then my prediction would have come true.
Yeah, I wonder if they had found out. I mean, we had no idea. They're already a week in the game, so who knows?
Damien. So Damien says, so I guess Alex is not like Pow Pow. Well, that's a good point. That brings us to the first competition of the summer. And it was it basically, oh yeah, that's right. Really quick before going to the first competition, basically this temptation, Kevin won $25,000, but he also unleashed something onto the game or someone, which as reported by Visokii Gaming. Good job, Charlie. Good investigative work. Paul entered back into the house from Big Brother 18, the runner-up from BB 18. And right away, Cody, in wrestling terms, is the biggest heel of the summer, is he not?
He hated him right away. Man. As Jessica in the chat says, she's pissed. She hates that Paul came back in. Cameron should not have gone out so soon. Brady, I'm getting an echo from you. But
really? Okay, I'll turn it down.
I agree. It's really weird, the swap thing. That I hope it's not a thing that sticks. Because it's just kind of cringy. Yeah,
it kind of made me nervous because it said the first ever BB swap. That's how Julie Chen put it.
But so weird. Paul was one of my favorites last year, right? And I loved him and I love watching him, but I don't see myself getting behind him right now just because it's a really
same. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. It was an odd decision to bring him back in. I think if they wanted to bring someone in from BB18, he was probably the right choice, either him or Victor, right?
Those definitely
those would be the two. But I don't know. It was just weird. So we end up, a lot of opinions on Alex in the chat.
I would say I was impressed from Alex too. I thought she was definitely much better tonight than she's been in the preseason stuff.
Oh, absolutely. She's all, oh, I'm the nerdy girl, blah, blah, blah. She definitely didn't strike me as the athletic type, but she ended up going right down to the wire. So in this competition, which was an endurance comp, also like a balance comp, basically every house guest stood up on this trapeze. Well, not every house guest. The 8 house guests that were left.
Friendship bands.
Right. So Paul comes back into the house, and he's allowed to give 8 friendship bracelets to people, and we get down to 8 people are safe and 8 people are competing in this competition. And pretty much the competition comes down to Alex, Cody, and Matt as the 3. Cody obviously isn't making too many friends. So dude, if Cody didn't win this competition, you think he's going home?
No, I don't know, man. He's just he's in a world of his own. I thought Alex telling him to eat shit was awesome though.
Dude, yeah. Okay, so Matt ends up falling. And pretty much when you fall from this competition, you have to pick an apple, and they gave out different clues or whatever. So the house guests had to fall and then pick an apple, and then at the end they reveal who's safe and who is poisoned, aka on the block. And there are 3 people that are going to be on the block week 1. So we get down to the competition. Matt falls. It's down to Cody and Alex. And what's funny is that Cody was promising safety to Alex. He's not getting. This isn't a head of household competition. He can't promise shit.
That's weird, man. Yeah,
that's what's stupid, Cody. It's like you can't promise any. You're not head of. You don't have any power, dude. You're just hoping to win and be safe. So So anyway, Alex ends up falling, but she comes in second, which was very impressive. And the 3 people that end up being poisoned are Megan, Cameron, and Christmas.
Jillian.
Sorry, Megan was one of the last. Yeah, sorry. Jillian, Cody, and Christmas. Thanks for keeping me honest. Been a long day. And they each get to decide. They get to cast a vote of which way do you want to be voted on to see who goes home first. Which was a very interesting. What happened was very interesting.
Yeah.
So they get to put the power. By the way, when I'm breaking this down, make sure you keep an eye on chat, Charlie. I'm trying to just.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for an opportunity to.
Yeah, go ahead. Anything you want to touch on real quick?
We had the Alex talking. That Josh says it will come back to bite the house guests for not evicting Christmas, and I think we can both agree with that.
I agree. On our preseason rankings, Charlie has Christmas as number 1, and I have her as number 5. So.
I mean, she was a beast. Is she even tossed that? And I don't know. I agree with you, Joshua. I think it's going to come back and bite them.
Oh, agreed. So it comes down to Cameron, Christmas, and Jillian. And the best thing for TV would probably be for Jillian to go because I don't know. I don't see her winning the game, but who knows? A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can develop. But pretty much they all start trying to go to people, trying to decide, trying to just win their vote before anything. But then they realize that the power is in their hands. And so they each get to decide either A, leave the eviction up to their own fellow house guest, do a normal eviction, or B, compete in a competition, and the person who finishes last in the competition goes home. Mm-hmm. I think everyone was thinking the same thing, right? Cameron and Christmas are going to vote for the competition, and Jillian is going to vote for the house vote, and then Jillian's going to lose the competition and go home.
It's kind of what Chris is just saying. He says, I think production thought Christmas was going to pick competition. I think everyone did watching that.
She's a CrossFit, and very interesting. And Cameron is the only one that knows for sure that Christmas was the one that voted. So very, very interesting.
Yeah, Dylan also says, you guys thought Alex would float, but I think she'll be a threat. And from the first episode, I think she definitely is.
Oh, absolutely. She's surprising me. I don't know where I had her in my rankings. I had her up. Charlie had her as dead last. Charlie had Alex as.
I thought that interview was terrible, saying she doesn't care if she leaves. She wants to be brought back as a fan favorite. Like, what the hell?
Yep.
But Jessica also says, I can see why Cameron left, but honestly, I don't care if any of the three would have left. Cameron did have this cocky attitude, so I can see why he left. But.
Yeah. Cameron in his preseason interview was all about that. He was all, I got the strategy. I'm the smartest guy in the house. I'm going to be able to outsmart everyone. And it's like, okay, maybe tone it back a little bit. We didn't really get to see much out of him. When whoever goes home first, we never get to see how good or bad of a player they are. Usually it's just a crapshoot. I mean, he picked the wrong apple and got bottom 3. You know what I mean? So, so Christmas votes to leave it up to a house vote because she said that she wanted to see where she lies with the fellow house guests. She wants to test the waters, which is interesting.
And she gets the least amount of votes.
Yeah. So she ends up getting the least amount of votes. She only gets 2, so Christmas is safe. And then I believe it was a vote of 8-3 or something like that?
Yep.
8-3. Cameron is evicted. He's the number 1 to go home. We talked about this on our preseason show. Do you think that Cameron being the nerdy guy and people being afraid of the Steves of the world?
I guarantee it had some type of an impact. Or he was just really awkward in there. And I don't know.
We at least got to see a striptease out of him, right?
Yeah. So Chris says, I think females that are low is Jillian, Raven, and Elena. They don't impress him.
Elena could attach herself to one of the guys and go far, though.
She seems to be bonding well with people.
Yeah.
Pudapita says, coconut and apples. Yeah, the coconuts last year, the apples this year. It's actually kind of good.
Yeah. Very, very true.
I think the Den of Temptation will be a good twist. This first one scares me because I can almost guarantee Paul's going to get it and have safety for 3 weeks. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I mean, look, I wanted it to be all returnees, and for TV's sake, it's good to have Paul on TV. It's obvious that Paul's good for TV. He's going to make live feeds really entertaining, but I don't want him to win the damn game. And it just feels like returnees always win the game. Paul had a hell of a zinger in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there was people dressed up as serpents or whatever, which I might be wrong about this, but this is one of the only times I can remember them bringing in live actors as part of competitions.
They've been doing it these last couple seasons, but they never used to.
Yeah, they never used to. It was always inanimate objects and stuff. Kind of cool, like robotics. But anyway, so there was one of the girls dressed up as a serpentine, and Paul was like, "Oh, she's the most attractive snake I've ever seen." Sorry, Nicole. Ooh,
yeah,
rough, dude. Which, if you guys aren't familiar, Nicole won last season, and everyone called her a snake, and it was just really, really funny.
Just because I just feel that was unfair. I want to see Jody, Glenn, and Cameron on a season together. This is what I thought about Over the Top last year. I thought if those guys wanted the chance to come back, Jody and Glenn, that they should get a chance. I mean, 2 familiar faces, but not really. They were on for a night.
Nicole was a quiet player, and they probably thought he would be too, says Damien. Yeah. I don't know. It's always the people that are kind of awkward that go home first. Like Jason, the cowboy, pretty much said it. Well, rodeo clown, whatever. He said it best. What he told Cameron, like, you've got my vote. He was adamant on getting Christmas out. He's the only one that was outspoken about getting Christmas out, which means Jason's going a little up on my list. He's smart.
That's kind of smart, yeah.
Yeah. But he told Cameron straight up. He said, you know, you've got to keep going. Like you've got to go try to win people over and stuff, because the only thing that we have are just vibes, pretty much. To paraphrase what he said, it's like we don't have much to go on. The only thing you can do is just go beg to people. And I think maybe he begged a little too much, you know, doing a striptease and telling people that he's desperate.
That was.
If he's willing to say that he's desperate night one, people are going to be like, dude's a loose cannon. I can't work with him down the road later.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie, I got to put a scenario on you right now, bro. If you are one of these house guests and you're faced with the decision that they had to make with trying to win Paul over to try to get one of those friendship bracelets.
Dude, mine would have been simple. You ready?
Go ahead.
You follow me on Twitter, bro. That has to say something. Am I right? He does. Him and his band, they both follow me. But let's get some of these questions. Brianna says, who do you want to get put into the den of temptation? Anyone but Paul on my end.
All right, refresh my eyes. So what's the den of temptation? Say it.
And you get safety for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Basically.
Are you literally in a den of temptation?
No, it's just like the have-not room or something.
Oh, okay. Okay, whatever.
And you have to do something.
People are willing to grind it out anyway. And how do they decide who's going into the den of temptation? Have they said
America's
that?
Vote. So,
it's America's vote.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Paul's going to win it no matter what. But
let me think.
Kind of lame because I don't know. Anyone but Paul.
I think, I don't know. The people that America, I think, will like right off, they're really going to like Paul, Mark, Raven. I think they'll really like Raven. I think they would have really liked Kevin, but a lot of people don't like how he took the money.
No, they could vote Christmas tonight, too, because she was on the thing. So,
yeah. So there are a lot of ways it could go. Personally, Mark's my boy. Winning the whole thing. So.
I like him.
Dude, Charlie, I got to ask you, are you coming around because you weren't sold when I put Jessica as my number 1 and you had her way down at 10? You were kind of questioning. Did you kind of see where I was going with Jessica in my ranking?
Yeah, she's definitely got her.
She's got more of a brain behind her than most people think.
Yeah,
which is good.
Let's get to BC Moore 1995 says Paul's my guy last season, but I hope he goes home soon. I hate having players back. I can agree, especially just one. It's just kind of we had Jeff back one time. The only guy back. It's kind of weird.
And Paul knows. So those of you that that just became familiar with some of these guys tonight, especially, put in the comments who you think, like, who you like the most, first impressions, and who you dislike the most, first impressions.
One night. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because, you know, night one, a lot of times impressions are a big deal. Also, Charlie and I haven't talked about this. We do not have a name for this Big Brother podcast yet. And if you guys tweet at us with possible names for this podcast, maybe tweet at Visokii Gaming. I'm watching it all the time. Just funny names or whatever. We got a guy that can make some sweet thumbnails, and who knows? You could be like, could be the guy. Come in every week, guy or girl, just come in and be like, "Yo, man, I made that name," because you know, we just been so excited about it that I didn't even think to make a name for it. We've got the Raw Deal podcast, but
yeah, Damien says I'm glad Cameron left because now it's fair. 8 guys, 8 girls. That's
true. That would have been lame if a girl would have gone and the guys would have just made an all guys alliance and picked them off. Oh.
Jacob says Alex is a bitch.
Dude.
Someone is not a fan of Alex, bro.
Hold on, man. Is there something? Nope, just Alex is a bitch, all right.
Chris says I can see Paul clash with Josh, Cody, and Kevin, especially if Paul calls a girl C-U-N-T. Kevin having daughters not going to appreciate it.
Which, if you guys did not know, Paul did call someone the C word last year. Yeah, I completely agree with that with Kevin, because Kevin has 6 daughters, and if Paul disrespects the women in any way, I think it will be a huge backlash from Kevin.
I think he's going to be much more chill this year.
I hope so.
It seemed like that. Damien says, I like Raven, Dominique, and Alex at Christmas, just like Josh, Cody, and Cameron.
I'd agree with the Josh, Cody, and Cameron. Okay, Josh is good TV. That's why I like Josh right now, because he needs to blow up at some point.
Yeah, he's got a big head, or like
the dude's nuts. But him and Paul are gonna have a bromance. It seems like.
Jamie says, and a name could be the Den of Visokii to capitalize on the season.
Ooh, that would be good if we did some sort of temptation name. Yeah.
Jacob says, I don't know if you noticed, but all the girls voted Cameron out. I didn't actually notice that. Good point.
I mean, we don't know exactly who voted which way. They kind of.
No, they showed it at the end.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay. I love Dominique. Josh has made me laugh, though. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Josh is so crazy. He's gonna be one of those guys where people are gonna watch him and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I love this guy. Like he's crazy. Like Josh just makes the house so fun. Like just because he's so unpredictable." And then he's gonna snap.
Fucking lose it, dude.
And you're gonna go look at the Big Brother rankings on all these sites. He's gonna drop.
It happens every year.
It's gonna happen.
Where we at? Chris, he says, I'm really surprised Ramsey's Megan voted for Cameron. Would they vote off an athlete?
I think it might have been a case where they surveyed the house and realized, because Ramses and Megan were definitely going to vote to keep Jillian because it seems like they're building somewhat of an alliance. And so they might have surveyed the house and realized that they were the swing votes at the very least, and that they could vote out Cameron or Christmas. And who was it? Alex, I believe, that said, I'm voting out the person that I can't see myself working with down the road.
Oh yeah, someone did say that. I'm not sure who.
I believe it was Alex. She said, I'm voting out the person who I couldn't see myself working with.
Yeah, if you can't see yourself working with them, might as well get him out now.
Yeah.
EC Moore says, Josh for the win. I agree. If Paul wasn't here, I'd definitely be even with Paul here, I'm definitely highest on Josh, I think.
Yeah, we're going to have to add Paul to the rankings, bro. Where does he go on yours?
Fuck, it's hard, man. I have such mixed feelings about Paul.
You got to stick him like right in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, because last year I would have put him at number 1. But,
in case anyone was wondering, on our rankings, I had Cameron ranked as number 6, and Charlie had him as 7. So we both had him on the top half. He was a good competitor, and that's a big reason why he went home. Jillian, we have ranked at 14 and 13, and then Christmas we have ranked as 5 and 1. So, Cameron was kind of the middleman. I feel like people are always looking for a floater, and Jillian's got that. I don't know. She's got that look, and it seems like Jason is very judgmental. Is it Jason? Yeah, Jason. Was he the one where he was just like, oh no, it was Cody. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I think it was Jason. Let's get out Jason real quick. I liked him a lot more than those preseason interviews.
Yeah, same.
But Jacob confirmed for us it was Alex that said that.
There we go.
He says it's hard to see Josh sitting in finale. Yeah, I agree. Unless it's a real,
unless he waits to blow up until like top 6 and then wins every comp from there on out.
Yeah,
he has to be one of those guys.
Jacob said Paul going to win. The game's over. I mean, if he gets this temptation, which he probably is, he's going to be safe till jury, and who knows what can happen there.
Who was it that one year where America's vote was able to save someone, and it was the girl that was a sister of a past house guest, and she won it like every week and got an extra vote?
Yeah, it was Alyssa, Rachel's sister.
God, yeah, dude, that was terrible. Everyone loved her. I didn't, so it was terrible for me. I hate when America gets to vote for stuff and they just obviously love one person and they get it over and over and over again.
Yeah. And then, you have stuff like last year when Corey's winning a care package over America's favorite player.
Yeah, and what's funny is that some people, like Alex, for instance, if you would have asked her before, like when she was doing Jeff's interview, and she said, oh, I'd rather be loved by the fans and lose. So basically she's saying she would rather get America's favorite player than win the game. And yet she didn't click the button to try to win the $25K, which is the equivalent of America's favorite player. It's just weird.
That's true. Kevin's smart for taking that. I think Kevin's gonna go far anyway. So
Kevin's a beast, dude.
Chris says top girls for me: Christmas, Jessica, Megan. They all look good tonight.
Yeah, they all did. I think Jessica's going to do really, really well, which, I mean, I had her ranked number 1. And Megan as well. Hopefully she can fly under the radar a little bit.
I had her ranked lower than I should have. When I went and looked at her, I didn't see her video before we did that. When I went and looked at her video, she was definitely – I think she has her head in the game.
Yeah.
She doesn't come off as a big-ass threat unless she,
This season's going to be good. There's not going to be nearly as much drama, I don't think, unless it's Josh causing it or maybe Dominique. But I don't know. With the older people, we'll hopefully see a more methodical, slow game than what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. I thought Jessica was Natalie. Yeah, she's definitely smarter than Natalie.
Dude, that that segment when it's introducing the person, dude, Jessica looked ridiculous in that, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. So Jessica and Cody are going to get in a showmance. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Big Brother's planting some seeds for some showmances, man. So Cody and Jessica, Mark and Christmas, or not Mark, Matt and Christmas, Mark and
probably Alex. Who knows?
Maybe. No, there were 3 pairs, and I can't remember exactly who they were, but they were pairs where they were just like, they both were attracted to each other. And let's be real. Every woman in that house was saying they were attracted to Matt. Okay, I know there are guys watching right now. There are guys watching right now that might have like a little bit of a receding hairline, or they got some gray hairs coming in. You take a look at this. If you can pull something off, you can pull it off. There are dudes that pull off bald hair. There are dudes that pull off receding hairlines, and there are definitely dudes that pull off the salt and pepper look, and Matt is one of them.
True.
I'm down for Matt and Christmas, dude.
Mark and Elena. And Trent makes a good point.
Mark and Elena, that's who it was.
Trent makes a good point here. He says, being safe for the first few weeks isn't always a good thing, and super fans who watch Big Brother Canada this year should think twice before voting for Paul. He's talking about Netta this year, who got the immunity, which is actually what I was kind of trying to think of earlier. And, yeah, as soon as she was gone, she went home. She went home that double eviction that night, as soon as that immunity was up. At least a double eviction.
I mean, that's why Big Brother is so cool, because, like, I don't know. And it's one of those things. Okay, if Paul gets saved for, what is it, 3 weeks of safety? If Paul were to get it, then people all of a sudden know America loves Paul. They're going to give him as many positive things as they possibly can. He's the returnee. He knows what he's doing. We need to get rid of him. Whoever gets in the den of temptation is going to be seen as a huge target when they get out of it.
Yeah. Chris says, Raven and Jillian are too naive. Meg Victoria all over again. I hope we never have to see another Victoria. I'm hoping that they don't.
Victoria was nice.
Yeah, they're nice people, but they were not game players.
I agree. I mean, as far as, okay, so let's put them into perspective of, like, there are a lot more people here to play this week or this year than there seem to be. There are not a lot of people. There's a lot of middle ground of people that really want to play the game. And it's obvious they want to play hard. They're just things haven't set in yet, right?
Who knows? So, who knows? They might have. When we flip on those feeds tomorrow, who knows?
I mean, like, the people that are just kind of there right now are like Kevin, Elena, Megan.
Yeah, there was a couple.
It's kind of it, though. Jillian. So, like, really, everyone else, there's a lot of people, like, they've got strategy. They're going to play hard. I think Mark's going to get involved with someone.
Forming an alliance that first night, that Megan, Jillian, Ramses, and Alex.
Well, it's interesting, though.
I wonder if that's still a thing, if they're still close.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, though, because I believe it was Megan that said, yeah, but let's not call it an alliance yet. Let's just say that we're
gonna get thrown in their face in a week if they stop talking.
Yeah. She was just like, let's just say we might be people that play the game together. It's a little early. that automatically, if that turns into an alliance, is going to put her at the bottom because she is unsure of things.
True. Georgia says, who do you want in the den? Sorry, I've just moved in. We actually didn't really complete this question earlier. I said anyone but Paul, but I think I'd like to see I think I'd like to see Christmas.
I think I like Mark too much. Once again, I think it's a curse for them to get in there. And I also got to think reasonably who America would vote. So we already said Mark, Christmas, Paul, and Raven.
Gonna be Paul, yes, but
are probably the ones. I guess I would like to see Raven in there to see how to kind of force her to play the game harder.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Chris says, did y'all see the group photo? It looked like Mark is excited next to Alex. If you don't know what it's talking about, in the group photo today, it looked like
he's popping something, like he's pitching a tent.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Kind of embarrassing for the guy, but Alex had a big smile on her face, so who knows, bro?
Hold on, I'm searching it. Big Brother 19 group photo. Let me search images.
I sent it in our chat too, with Rick. So if you can't find it, Jacob says, "I want Kevin in the den." Kevin would be cool. I think Kevin would go far either way. So
yeah, Kevin, he's one of those people. Like, I hate to say it, but he needs to lay low. He needs to float for a little while.
Damien says,
he needs to just be the dad figure.
Yeah, exactly, and it'll do him well. Damien says, remember the first week, Ultra, Shelly, and Devon did an alliance on the first day and got destroyed. Yeah, exactly. These things can fall apart all the time, but sometimes they do end up sticking together.
And Big Brother is great because it can look like someone is just completely running the game, and then all of a sudden it takes one HOH to turn the entire thing upside down.
Yeah, and in some seasons, Big Brother 13, his first alliance, they all walk out the door after each other. And in Big Brother Over the Top, these 4 guys made an alliance. They're the first 4 out. I'm not wanting Paul. Georgia says, I'm not wanting Paul to go far this season. I dislike Cody, but want him to stay to go after Paul. You know, I kind of feel the same right now. I mean, I don't know. I can change in a week, but I do like.
Hold on, Charlie. Did you know that Cameron was gone before this episode?
Well, people were wondering because it looked like he was photoshopped in those pictures.
Well, yeah, the picture that you sent is he's black and white. I didn't even see this picture this morning.
That's what someone made as like a meme. They're like, oh, he's photoshopped, so he might be out.
Huh. Okay.
Well,
dude, yeah, you're totally right. Him and Alex.
Mark packing heat in that picture.
Dude, okay. Mark, literally, I'm glad everyone can get on my side because if anyone doesn't like Mark after this episode, you don't have a heart or something because literally, dude, his intro video was the best. He's like, yeah. So I was thinking of like, I already knew what type of guy he was, but I was thinking like, okay, what's America thinking of this guy? So first thing, he lifts up a weight and his keys underneath and he's like, yeah, the gym's my life. And I knew people were going to be like, I hate this guy already. He's like, yeah, the gym's my life. I'm a personal trainer. And then he's like, but deep down inside, I'm a big softie. My favorite color is Tickle Me Pink, and I love 50 Shades of Grey.
That was a good intro.
So good, dude. I remember, dude, literally any guys out there, love advice. If you're ever in a class, like a college class or high school class, and they're doing the go around the room and everyone introduce yourself, literally stand up and just be like, my name's Brady. I like soft puppies and long walks on the beach. Everyone loves it, dude. All right, let's get to some more questions. I think we're falling behind.
Oh, yeah. Trump 2016 says they should have them compete for the temptation rather than letting America hand it to them. I agree with that. It should be a competition base, and I hope it does turn into that. What do you think?
They should compete. Yeah, I agree. They like to keep America involved, but I don't think America should be like
everything.
Yeah.
You think Cameron is truly out, or is in sequester for a few weeks to return in case Paul goes out? I
think he's gone.
I do too.
I don't think they're they already had Paul come back. I don't think battle back is something they're doing this year.
True. Trent goes, my favorites from tonight are Mark, Christmas, Elena, and surprisingly Alex. Alex really impressed me tonight. Cody's exactly the tool I expected him to be.
Dude, Cody's the heel, bro. If Cody doesn't finish bottom of the list on every poll tonight,
he's the heel. If you don't know what we're talking about, heel is in wrestling.
Yeah. Like Jillian was just telling people, she was like, like, I worked so hard to be here. I lost 50 pounds to be here. They cut to Cody going, yeah, other people struggle too.
He's like, I don't care. Sorry. Alex really impressed me. Yeah, we were saying that she came off much better than her interviews.
Oh my God, yeah.
Damien, do you think Paul will be the only person to make final two and make second again, or could he be like Jason and everyone be scared to take him out? I don't know.
I think Paul stays in the game until a big mental player, someone like Jason or Cody or Josh, decides to pull the trigger and backdoor him.
True. Yeah, unless he gets his temptation thing, I don't think Paul's going to stick around as long as he did last year.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Do you think if Paul wins this season, could he be up there with Dan Giesling and Derek? Absolutely. What do you think?
If Paul wins, could he be up there with Dan? Dan Giesling and Derek weren't.
So
Dan and Derek were not seen as elite players because of how far they went. I think that it's based how they played the game, the impact that they had on the game.
And if he does get this pass, Dan had a pass too, so he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Jake says, I love Mark. Trent, Mark has been my favorite to win since when I first heard a chef interview. Brady agree? Yeah.
Yep, same.
Georgia, why do you think they brought back a vet, although they know we all dislike having them back with the newbies? Just to get this temptation twist popping.
Pull views in, man. All of a sudden, there are a lot of people every year that need to be reminded of, like, oh, Big Brother's on, because all of a sudden, there might be people out there, because summer is kind of a downtime for TV as well. People are out doing more stuff if people have school. So I think it's a case of some people might be following Paul on Snapchat or might be following him on Twitter or any of these things, and all of a sudden it pops up on their feed, someone running Paul's channel saying, like, yeah, Paul's back in the house, baby. Like, he's got to have someone running his Twitter, right?
Yeah. That's kind of how we all figured out he was in the house.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of just bringing one person back. We had Jesse and Jason and now Paul. It's just not the biggest fan of it. Who was out there? Also another one. Who was it?
What?
The person coming back? I thought. No, actually, 13. They brought back 6. So. Yeah. Damien, I see Paul making far because of BBOTT when Jason basically ruled the game and no one wanted to take him out. It's possible. I mean, I think Paul either goes far or goes home quick. I mean, he could be on the block right now for all we know. So.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, we do find out all the time. Georgia said they're really bad at hiding it. I mean, there are a lot of people that are even more into Big Brother than we are. A lot of people that just watch the feeds religiously and they follow all these past house guests to see who could be coming back.
The Hampson ones caught it, man. They caught that. What gave it away was his phone switching from iPhone to Android somehow.
Yep.
So that's nuts.
God. But still, like, that's a detailed thing, bro. You got to be looking out for it. It's like it was the season to, okay, let's go through all the Twitters of any past house guest that has a Twitter and see if there's potential for someone to be coming back. It's weird. But anyway, we still have part 2 of the premiere tomorrow night, Charlie. And in case you guys were wondering, are we doing one tomorrow night after the show?
A little bit after, because I'm going to be a little behind because I don't get off work till 9:30.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
yeah, we'll be doing one tomorrow, and then after every live episode. Plus, if something big happens, then we'll be going live during those times as well. So keep an eye out for us. That would be what, Thursdays at do they go live at 8 or 9 on Thursdays?
10 p.m. We'll go live.
So Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. That would be 7 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to try to keep it a little short. I mean, this was 40 minutes tonight. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And we'll end it with answering your guys' questions.
Yeah.
Faint Gaming says you have to take into account that the people coming back into the show know how the game works and will probably play it a lot better than some of the people just coming on. Absolutely. Paul did not know anything coming into the show last year. Paul was one of those guys who picked it up while he played.
And Paul got better as the game went on.
Oh, yeah. My God, yeah. Chris, I like Mark. He's not Jesse, but I'm afraid it'll be James BB16. All lovey-dovey and wanted to seek revenge and start playing when his showman's girlfriend gets hurt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I could see it. Vanessa. Yeah. Vanessa coming back probably wouldn't be a good attorney. There would be too many people out for
her. Her strategy is just completely
out. Then again, Rachel came back and won.
Yeah. Game Minion says, do you think that the alliances we saw tonight will be together till the end? Very rarely. But they do stick together, but yeah. I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it until tomorrow night when you see those feeds for the first time. That's when you'll really start. It's going to be a weekend. Georgia, did you guys see on Twitter Raven and Paul have met before entering the house? Yeah, actually. She said she met him at one of their shows, I think.
I was going to say, Paul's met a lot of people, though. He's in a band, and he has Big Brother notoriety, so I don't think – they definitely weren't close. So I wouldn't look too –
buddy. He probably doesn't remember as we saw tonight.
Does Christmas look like former WWE superstar Caitlyn in the face? And Elena looks like Caitlyn and Dana Brooke. And also a clown with all that makeup on. Dude, she does have a lot of makeup on. Who knows, man? Maybe she's trying to become a clown and get with Jason. Or
the rodeo clown.
Yeah.
Caitlyn in the face. I could see it.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
2 HOHs this season, Damien says. Man, I don't want to speculate that much, but that would be nuts.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, they've done it before, the co-HOHs. I personally didn't like it, but
the battle. Oh, voice crack. Battle of the Block.
Battle of the Block.
Only way Vanessa comes back is on an All-Star season, and you know what? Just to kind of talk about an All-Star season, I think Paul coming back this year, which was their biggest player last year, is. I don't think they're planning on doing another All-Star, sadly, because they keep bringing all their biggest people back again. You know, unless they want Paul to be on here 3 times. They really liked James before, but then we all saw how that turned out.
Yeah, and do you think they finally do a triple eviction? I don't know. They like to draw it out.
That's a mess in Canada, but it is exciting. They could. I mean, they have less time this year, and you know.
I mean, if it were a 2-hour episode, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Canada triple eviction's nuts. Big Brother 2 would be All-Stars. It could be. Triple eviction like Canada would be baller. Yeah.
It could be interesting, but in order to draw it out, you'd have to bring more people back. And I personally, I don't like bringing people back all the time, except for they usually do the first 4 members of jury get to try to come back in. You know, I'm okay with that because they've at least shown that they can play a little bit.
Yeah, Victor, Gary, and from Canada came back and actually hit 2nd place or something like that. Faint Gaming says you also have to figure in that the newcomers may also choose to get rid of more experienced players. That has happened a ton before. They may feel threatened by that advantage.
Well, it always goes back and forth to, okay, it's obvious that Paul, the one returnee, going against all 15 of the newbies, he's way outnumbered. They could vote him off any week if they so choose. At the same time, there's only one of him. So people are going to try to work with him because he's in the minority. He's the desperate one.
Yeah.
And that's why the returnees always end up going far in the game. But anyway, I think we'll probably cut it. You think, hold on, last one. You think Christmas and Megan can make alliances? Both are strong women. Yeah, I think so, and I think Megan is sneaky strong. You know, she's got the military background. So Christmas is the obvious one, but if Megan makes an alliance with the oddballs and Christmas makes an alliance with the jocks, so to speak, if they could go back and forth on information, I think that could be a really good pairing.
It'd be cool.
But that's it for part 1 of the season premiere. Part 2 is tomorrow night. Is that also 2 hours, or is it just an hour?
Tomorrow night's just an hour.
All right, just an hour. So tomorrow night we will see you guys. Well, it depends on when Charlie's able to get back from work, but as soon as he's back and all caught up and watch the episode, then we will be live tomorrow night, and then every Thursday right after the show from there on out. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video and click the little bell. That way you get the notification when we go live. Any last words for the peeps, Charlie?
Yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. And then every week. So yeah, subscribe. Hope to see everyone in the chat while we do this. It's fun. We really enjoy it. So
dude, having a lot of fun.
Take care.
Ya.